Cover of Barron's magazine before it actually hits newsstands. How about that? Retirement made easy. This week's cover story. Saving for retirement. Steps people can take to ensure that they are able to stay in their own home as they age. Wow, Jack, we all need this story, that's for sure.
It's actually a package of a number of stories. One that I really like is we do an interview with this guy who runs the research department for the CFA Institute. And he made a very obvious point, but I hadn't quite thought of it this way. Think about the fact that you work for 40 years, but you actually have to pay yourself for 70 years. Yeah. So that's 30 years, and you got to pay for that out of that 40 years at work. Let's say that you were saving and you expected to keep up with inflation, but no growth beyond that. You'd have to put 30% of your money away to get it for that next 30 years. Wow. Obviously, we all hope for a little bit of growth, although I'm not sure, Keith is such a bear. He probably says you're going to lose money in your retirement accounts. But the point is, look at it that way, and I think it starts you on a path to saving a little bit more.
It's such a huge topic. Yeah. I mean, when you think about let's just for argument's sake say that the data has been accurate and that we could actually have slower for longer. If you start talking about US GDP of 1 to 2 and returns that are maybe 2 to 3, I mean, most hedge funds are down 2 to 3 or more. You're in an environment where what people need for their retirement isn't going to be realized in terms of what they're actually getting. And I wonder if many of the problems that I at least see in the market are just that stretch for yield, and what you want as opposed to what you're going to get is the biggest, really the best.
My favorite quote, Ray DeVoe, he said, more money has been lost in the stretch for yield than at the point of a gun.
Really?
And he's probably right.
Really? Like a sector like MLPs, for example.
Sure, great example. One more point that this guy makes that I want to talk about, and he talks about something called QLACs, Qualified Longevity Annuity Contracts.
Oh, wow.
These are new.
Annuities.
And the idea is you put money away at around retirement, say at 65, but you don't touch it till 85.
Really?
And it
65 to 85. Wow,
a lot of
late.
people are not going to make it to 85. What that means is the people who do get really big payouts. I mean, a $100,000 annuity, you could get $50,000 per year at age 85. And the reason they can do that is because a lot of people won't get it. So, yes, your heirs aren't going to get it, but it insures you against living to 100, which a lot of people of our generation will.
Yeah, but if it... I'm sorry to throw cold water on this, but if you live to 85, the statistics show that 1 out of 2 people will get Alzheimer's.
Really?
Yes. But all the more reason why, frankly, you want someone to run your money at that point, but if it's there
why you would need the money to pay for your
care, that's a wonderful thing.
That's absolutely right. That's a really good point. By the way, we had a retirement specialist on this week, I think from Bank of America Merrill Lynch, who said that the average amount of money people have saved to retirement, $1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And you look at consumer savings, in the recession, obviously it was nothing, but they're saying it's coming back to 10%. But that's nowhere near the 30%, Jack, that you're saying you need to have.
He asked this guy about that terrible statistic. Yeah. He did say that the average person has less than 100, of course, but the average person at retirement has between 100 and 200. Now, that's not nearly enough, but it's a little better than that scary $1,000 number.
Absolutely. All right.